So this is Wurkkos HD05. This is the brand new release from Wurkkos, which comes with SFT 70.2 emitter, which can produce around 6500 Kelvin of color temperature, which is kind of cool white. It can produce around 3100 lumens of max brightness, can up to throw 335 meters of max distance. It can run 259 hours on moonlight mode and comes with a side light. So let's quickly unbox this and see what we get. Hello everyone, welcome to EDC Clue and Gears. I hope you guys are doing fantastic. So today we have the HD05, a brand new release from Wurkkos. So let's quickly unbox this and see what we get. So this is kind of a standard Wurkkos unboxing experience where you get this leaflet which gives you all the information that this is locked and you have to remove the insulator from the battery. Once you remove, it gives you the user manual. You have a USB-C to USB-C charging cable. You have a lanyard and two O-rings. Then you have the main flashlight. So let's quickly see. It's a standard Wurkkos lanyard and the O-rings are standard for this particular model. So let's keep these aside. Okay, so let's quickly see what we get, and it's like a huge newspaper. And I will recommend everyone to go through this user manual once, because otherwise you might miss out on something or some of the feature which is mentioned in this manual, and you might find that probably that is missing or it's not working. So I highly recommend that you go through this user manual once at least and keep it handy so that in future if you need, you can still refer it. All right, so here we have the HD05. Looks stunning as usual. It is extremely well built and it feels proper solid, you can see. And this is the clip, so that clip and the battery which is making the sound. Otherwise it feels really robust. So let's start with the button. So you have the 1/4-inch mount, you have a magnetic tail, you have a sturdy, pretty deep carry clip. You can see it's pretty deep. On the top you have the rotary dial to select your mode, and you have a flush USB-C charging port. Very nice. Put it back. Yes, it's flush. You can see it's very flush now. All right, so then we have the side light. Now this is the highlight of this flashlight, where we had this HD02, and there are a lot of customers who have complained that why this particular side light doesn't articulate. So Wurkkos has been listening to all the customers and they have finally made this side light articulate. Now it's fantastic what they have done. So now it is not limited to pointing the light downwards. If you want, you can point it outwards. So the problem with HD02 people had is if the side light is this way, and if you magnetically stick it to any of the surface, it is going to point the light towards the wrong direction. Now what you can do is you can just rotate this and use this while it is mounted towards any of the top surface, right? So that's a great thing what they have done. So they do have all the details printed. This is something which I didn't like in HD02 and I wish they didn't put it here. So you can see everything is mentioned. If this was not there, it could have looked much more stealthier. So that's one thing which I always wanted from Wurkkos to get it done for HD02. But as a product, I still love this HD02. It's fantastic. And I don't have any complaint because it's slightly on the bulkier side. I don't mind that weight because it gives me the confidence. All right, so coming back, so you can see the styling has been apart from TD11. So you can see the side design which resembles TD11. Also the angular cut, you can see both the side. So if you see, there's an angular cut which allows you to rest your thumb really well and then use your tip to access the main button. Similarly, you have the same design language, and then the side light, the rotary dial, all these are from HD02 playbook, right? So we will come back to that. All right, so let's remove the insulator tape. As usual, the machining is absolutely amazing. It's very smooth, and you can see the magnet is extremely strong and it is able to hold this massive 21700 cell. So this is the standard 21700 cell from Wurkkos, which is 5000 milliamp hour, and it's a flat top. So do we get a spring down there? I think we do. Let's quickly see if we can see it inside. Yes, we do have a thick spring down there. Oh yes, we do have it. All right, so let's put it back, and then you can see there's so much of room. So this will definitely help you with the impact resistance. And also on this side, you also have a very thick and strong spring. All right, let's put it back. So now we have everything ready. So let's look at the front. So this is the SFT70 emitter. You can see, yeah, let it zoom, sorry, let it focus. Let's zoom a little bit. Yeah, so here we have the very nice SFT70.2 emitter, and it is slightly on the throwy side, as you know. So the basic difference from the HD02 is that HD02 had a slightly shallower reflector and a smooth one, right? You can see where the HD05 uses a orange pill reflector, which is slightly deeper than the HD02. So there's a possibility that this is going to throw well, because anyways SFT70 is a throwy LED, and because of the orange pill reflector, it's going to have a nice flood. But still, the HD02 is going to have a larger hotspot and a larger spill because of how this reflector is set up. So coming back, you have the SFT70.2 emitter. I think you can see it clearly now. Yeah. And then below we have the red emitter, and then we have the 365 nanometer UV emitter. So on HD02 we had a green laser and a UV. So in place of the green laser, they have given us a red emitter. So let's quickly see the main emitter, and then we will go to the rest of the emitters which we get. So this is the moonlight mode, and you can see. All right, so from off, press and hold gives you moonlight. Press and hold cycles through the entire brightness, and this doesn't have step ramping. This is smooth ramping. So you can see when it reaches the top of the brightness, it gives you a small blink, and the other direction you don't get a blink, but you know that you have reached the minimum brightness, right? So double click goes directly to the maximum brightness or turbo. Double click will go back to the minimum brightness, and single click will come back to your last known brightness. So if we keep it somewhere here, double click, turbo, double click, minimum, single click, goes back to the brightness which we have selected, right? So then let's look at the red emitter, and the best part is that it doesn't matter if you switch it on or off. So let's double click, goes to low. All right, so let's, before we move on to the other emitters, let's quickly see what special modes we get. So we have triple click, 1 2 3. So this is your strobe, 1 2, gives your SOS, 1 2, gives your what do you call this, beacon mode. And looking at the brightness, it is the maximum brightness it is being used, which is 3100 lumens. It's not that it has a reduced brightness, so that's really nice. Now the best part, what I was talking about, is you don't have to switch off and then go to the different mode. You can switch directly from here. So this is your red emitter now. So double click, goes to the turbo, double click, goes back to the minimum brightness, and it's a really good deep red. So this also has stepless ramping, gives you a flash when it reaches the maximum brightness. Double click gives you maximum brightness. A turbo 1 2 3 gives you a normal red blinker, and then we can switch to UV. And UV does have two different brightness level. This is the low, high. This is high, this is low. All right, so let's quickly test what kind of UV do we get. So we have a UV card, UV testing card. So let's see what it says. So just give it 5-10 seconds. Switched off. Now if we see, it's between 150 to 500. The color matches, right? So this does have 365 nanometers of UV. Awesome. All right, now coming back to the side light, you can see the moment I open it, it goes on, and from there, the usual drill, press and hold, changes the brightness. You can stop anywhere you want. Press and hold, it will, one click and then hold will change the color temperature. So let me lower the brightness little. Okay, so one click and hold changes the color temperature. And the best part is you can stop at any of the brightness or the color temperature you desire. So let me quickly change the, if I want, I can stop it here. So this is not the 6500 lumen, candela. So it's somewhere in between 5000 Kelvin. So now I went back to 3000 Kelvin. Now we are going back to 6500 Kelvin, and double click directly goes to full brightness. Double click goes back to the lowest brightness, and single click will go back to the last memorized brightness. Now let's see quickly how this works. So you can rotate at any angle. It doesn't have any predefined notch that you can stop. You can freely move it any angle you want. And this is what I wanted to see. So you can reverse it and close it, but it does lose out its angular finish, so it sticks out a little bit, right? So once you are done, just put it back. And one thing to notice, that you can only rotate 180 degree from one direction only. You can't rotate from this side. So if you are facing this light towards you, you can just rotate clockwise, not anti-clockwise from this position. Otherwise you are going to break it, because it doesn't allow. So as you can see, I'm trying to rotate, but it's not going to rotate. So you can rotate only clockwise. All right, so let's quickly check if this also has a magnetic Hall sensor. Yes, it does have a magnetic Hall sensor. You can see the moment I bring this, it switches off, and the moment I take it back, it powers on. Nice. All right, so let's go outside and see how HD05 performs. And if you want to see HD05 versus HD02, let me know. We will do that. So let's go outside, quickly check, and come back. So today we have the Wurkkos brand new release HD05, which comes with SFT 70.2 emitter paired with an orange pill reflector. And we have a red emitter and we have a UV emitter. Along with that, we have the side light. So when I've already opened the side light, let's start with it. So double click. This is the side light in the brightest settings. So I can change the brightness by pressing and holding the button. And if I want to change the color, I can do that also. So right now I have gone to cool white. Now I'll change it to warm white. And this is really nice. So this is the side light. Very, very useful. So let's switch it off. If I close this, it will switch off. Now we have the main emitter. You can see here it's on now. So this is SFT70, and this comes with smooth ramping. So this is the high, double click for turbo. So let's see. So already this is in turbo, and we can easily see because of SFT70.2 it is throwy, and they have paired it with the orange pill reflector, so that it has a really smooth spill which gives you a good flood. So this is the spot. This is the first tree. This is the second tree. This is the second tree. We have the pole, and we can easily push to the end of the park. Let me take a quick walk and change the brightness. HD05 is actually surprisingly throwy, and you can see there's a really nice spill. So you can see the hard cutout because the bezel is so close to the actual lens, so you can see the hard cutout, and I hope the camera is able to pick it up. Okay, you can see the hard cutout, right? So yeah, but for the form factor, this is surprisingly throwy, because from me the end of the park is around 50 to 60 meters easily, and maybe more. Probably this tree is around 80 meters, and this is extremely throwy, which is surprisingly nice. So double click. That's really good. But now I can see the head is getting hot, and it is quickly stepping down now. So let's move to the red light, and this is the highest brightness, and this is good for night vision. And you can see this is the highest brightness. This is low, double click, goes to the highest brightness. Nice. Right, so I'm very impressed with HD05. So this is the brand new HD05, and I hope you like it. All right, so let's head back inside. All right, so you saw the beam shot, and as usual, Wurkkos did knock this out of the park by providing a SFT70.2 emitter, and it's pretty good for its performance. It does hold its brightness really well, but I do have to tell you that if you are pushing it in the turbo, it is going to get hot. It's not going to get warm, it's going to get hot, really, really hot, because SFT70, if it is pushed to its maximum limit, it's going to get really, really hot. So be mindful about that. So one thing which HD02 was able to do slightly better was maintaining that turbo, because it has slightly more metal mass to dissipate that heat. But as you can see, it has probably 20% less material in terms of HD02. So it is going to transfer that heat back to your battery tube or where you grab it. So that's one thing. All right, so next thing which I notice is that the HD02 does have a better resistance when we try to open the wing, and it stays there. And if you are trying to close this, you have to put a little bit of effort to close and open this, because the resistance on these hinge are really good. On the other hand, HD05 has a very flimsy, I won't call it flimsy, but the resistance is very low. So let me quickly give you a quick demo. So this is HD03, and this probably, let's see, this is around 49 grams, right? So if I put this upward and then I do the same for this, so I am basically putting 48 grams or 49 grams of weight on this, right? So you can see HD02 is able to hold this pressure on this side light. If I leave it, it's going to probably tip off. So I'm just grabbing the body. So you can see, even if I make it stand and put pressure in this point, it's still able to hold this weight, right? So on the other hand, if I do the same, I'm just, as you can see, I'm just grabbing the body and try to stand this, it falls off because it is not able to hold this weight. If I keep it low and I'm just keeping my fingers, right? So you can see, so the tension or the friction on these hinges are slightly low, which I didn't like. It doesn't give me much confidence about the longevity of this hinge. So that's one thing which I wanted to consider or want workers to work on. The second thing which I noticed is that the ramping on this in terms of brightness, let me quickly show you. So if I double click goes to highest, double click goes back to lowest. Now if I press and hold, the ramping speed is way too quick. So if I want the lowest, just above the lowest brightness, I just can't get it because it ramps so quickly. So click and hold. So didn't change. Click and hold. Click and hold. So you can see this is not the next brightness after the minimum brightness, right? So this ramps way too quickly. For the color changing or the CCD changing, that's fine because you can have a workaround or you can adjust the little here and there. But regarding the brightness, it could have been slightly slower to get a better control on that. So that's the next thing which I wanted to wanted workers to take a look. So apart from that, I really like it. It's I don't know if it's supposed to be a HD05. I think this is kind of a special edition of HD02, but workers don't hate me for saying this. But yeah, it's a great product from them, and I don't know why if I hold it like this, it looks like a gun, right? So yeah, so this is a great product, and the best part is you still get SFT70 emitter, which is a very powerful, efficient, and a throwy emitter by itself. Second is you get a 5000 milliamp hour 21700 cell, so you will have a very good runtime on this. Plus, you get a magnetic tail and a quarter inch. So this thing is like completely filled with different feature, and if you want one flashlight to do everything, I think either you can go with this or with a HD05. So depending on the shape and size, you can choose whichever suits you the best, you can pick it up. So before we wrap it up, let's quickly see what is the weight difference. So the HD02 is around 255 grams with the battery, and then we have the HD05. So this is 235. So there's a difference of only 20 grams. So I don't think you will feel that. So that's what I was wondering, that reducing the size and the side light did make any difference, but I don't think it made much of a difference because I'm not able to have those 20 grams differentiated when I'm holding it. It feels as good as HD02. This feels rugged, this feels solidly built, and same thing which I get on the HD05. It's just that it is much easier to hold. You can see it is, I can grab it much better. The HD05 is much what do you call it, you can grab HD05 much easier than the HD02. If you have a smaller palm, that would be a challenge for HD02, but for my large hand, I'm able to grab both of them easily. But this feels much easier than the HD02. Apart from that, I don't see any major problem. And that would be it from my side. So let me know in the comment section if you like this video, if you want to see some different type of test being done, if you want anything to be improved in this video, I'll be more than happy to incorporate that. So please leave your comments. And if you like this video, like and subscribe will be really appreciated. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and let's catch up in the next one. Till then, see you.